I'm a 34-year-old father, married to my wife Sarah for 7 years. We have a 6-year-old daughter, Lily, who is the center of our world. Lily is bright, curious, and endlessly kin. She loves drawing animals, dancing in the living room, and asking 1,000 questions about how everything works. Like many kids her age, she's still growing into her body. Soft cheeks, a round little belly, and the kind of baby fat doctors constantly remind us is completely normal. My mother-in-law Carol has always been difficult. She's opinionated, blunt, and deeply obsessed with appearances. From the moment Sarah and I got engaged, Carol had something to say about everything. Sarah's dress, our wedding budget, our apartment, and later, our parenting. Sarah learned to tune her out years ago. I, on the other hand, tried to keep the peace. Carol lives about an hour away and visits every couple of months. Every visit follows the same pattern. She arrives with bags of gifts we didn't ask for, criticizes our housekeeping within 10 minutes, and makes jokes that land more like insults. We've pushed back before, but it usually ends with Carol claiming she's just being honest, and Sarah begging me to let it go to avoid a fight. The problem is that Lily has recently become old enough to understand words and to remember them. A few weeks ago, Carol came over for a Sunday lunch. Sarah cooked, Lily helped set the table, and I genuinely hoped this visit would be uneventful. Things were fine at first. Carol complimented the food. Lily showed her new drawings and everyone laughed. I let myself relax. Sarah served cake, nothing fancy, just a homemade chocolate cake. Lily had helped decorate. Lily was beaming with pride. She put a slice on her plate and sat next to her grandmother. Carol looked at Lily, then at the cake, then back at Lily. She sighed dramatically and said, in a loud, clear voice, "Wow, Lily, do you really need that? You're already getting kind of fat for your age?" The room went silent. At first I thought I misheard her. I looked at Sarah, whose face had gone completely pale. Lily froze fork halfway to her mouth. "What?" Lily asked quietly. Carol chuckled like she'd said something mildly amusing. "I'm just saying. Sweetheart, if you keep eating like that, boys won't like you when you're older. Grandma's just looking out for you." Something inside me snapped. Before I could even think, I said, "Carol, that's completely inappropriate. Do not talk to my daughter like that." Carol rolled her eyes. "Oh, relax. Kids need honesty these days. Everyone's too sensitive." Lily's eyes filled with tears. She pushed her plate away and slid off her chair. "I don't want cake anymore," she whispered, and ran to her room. Sarah stood up, shaking Mom. "What is wrong with you?" Carol looked offended. "What? I didn't call her ugly, I said fat. It's the truth. If you don't teach her now, she'll struggle later." I followed Lily to her room. She was curled up on her bed, crying. When I asked her what was wrong, she said something that broke my heart. "Daddy, am I bad because I'm fat?" I sat with her for almost half an hour, telling her she was perfect, strong, and loved exactly as she was. But the damage was already done. That word, fat, had planted itself in her mind. When I came back to the living room, Sarah and Carol were arguing. Carol was insisting we were overreacting, and Sarah was crying, asking why her own mother would say something so cruel to her child. That's when I said it. "Carol, you need to leave." She stared at me. "Excuse me. You heard me. You crossed a line. You don't get to insult our daughter and then sit here like nothing happened." Carol grabbed her purse, furious. "You're banning a grandmother for telling the truth. Unbelievable, Sarah. Are you really going to let him do this?" Sarah looked torn, but she nodded. "Mom, you hurt Lily. I need you to go." Carol stormed out, slamming the door behind her. That night, Lily barely ate dinner. She asked if she was allowed to have dessert anymore. She asked if she needed to get smaller. Sarah and I reassured her, but I could see the doubt in her eyes. The next day, Carol started calling. She left voicemails accusing me of turning Sarah against her. She texted Sarah saying I was abusive, controlling, and too soft to raise a strong child. She told other family members that I'd banned her for caring about her granddaughter's health. Soon the messages started coming from everywhere. Sarah's aunt said we were disrespectful. Her cousin said Carol was from a different generation and didn't mean harm. Even Sarah's father, who is divorced from Carol, told us maybe we should apologize to keep the peace. Sarah was devastated. She felt caught between her mother and her child. I told her firmly that Lily came first, always. A week later, Carol showed up at our house unannounced. She stood on the porch, arms crossed, and said, "I came to see my granddaughter." I stepped outside and closed the door behind me. "You're not welcome here," I said calmly. "Not until you apologize to Lily and understand why what you said was wrong." Carol scoffed. "I'm not apologizing for reality. If you ban me, that's on you." "So be it," I replied. She left, calling me a monster under her breath. Since then, Lily has started asking questions about her body almost every day. We've enrolled her in a kids' dance class, not to lose weight. But because she loves to move, we talk openly about food being fuel, not a reward or punishment. We're doing everything we can to undo the harm. Sarah supports the ban, but I can tell it hurts her. She misses the version of her mother she wishes existed. Some nights, she wonders out loud if we went too far. Other family members still think I overreacted. They say banning Carol is extreme, that she's family, and that kids forget these things. But Lily hasn't forgotten. She still hesitates before taking seconds. She still asks if she's too big. One careless word from an adult she trusted changed how she sees herself.